So, but my way is talking to you all and getting you to talk. Okay? So that is how we interact. But I'm not a person who writes on the board. I'm not like that. So I'm more activity guy. Okay? So Jagat and Yuri will begin with this. I wasn't there for your opening sessions. I only came in the last week. No? So my type of teaching is to get you to use this kind of program is why you are learning this, right? So although this is the last session, although this is the exact last moment, I want to tell you this. The English you are learning, English which your sir was teaching you. Right now I was here, I saw this, what do you think this is? Like how to pronounce the exact words, right? Do you know what people call that? Do you know in England, do you know what people call that abroad? This is elocution. Have you heard of that? Elocution is handling of words in the correct pronunciation pattern. Okay? So whatever the word is, there's a proper way to pronounce it. Right? So guys, the problem is in our countries, Southeast Asia, South Asia, if you take the African countries, or if you take the what you call the Eastern Asian, the Chinese people, each and every one of those people pronounce words in different type of way, okay, that we call the eloquent or the dialect. The dialect is the type of way that we use to pronounce words. So, I don't know whether you know this, but I'm sure you are aware of the fact that there are two main dialects in the world when you come to the English language, okay? Because the British way and the American way, there are two types of way in English language, the British way and the American way. What is the proper way? Can you tell me what is the proper English way? Like, it's the British way, of course, because England introduced us English. That is their language. This is a foreign language. That is why I spoke to you all in Sinhala, and that is why I told you this is a foreign language to us, right? So, Ape Mau Bhasha is Sinhala. So, whatever mistakes we do in this language is totally fine, because we can speak in Sinhala, that is our mother tongue, right? So, with mistakes only we learn. Okay? So, I'll give a brief introduction into English language, because you haven't had that. I went through all your curriculum, you haven't had that. Okay? So, why there is a difference between America and England. Okay, you handle foreigners. So they may be foreigners from America, they may be foreigners from Europe, right? They speak in different ways, no Jagat, right? They speak in different ways. You have to get used to their type of accent, right? You have to get it, you have to understand that, you have to listen to that properly, right? The way they speak English is totally different. That is the problem. When it comes to these Asian countries, we speak clean English. That we pronounce words in a clean manner, right? For example, then how do you pronounce this? Potato. And the bottom one, what is this? Tomato, right? Potato and tomato, right? That is the way we pronounce that, and it comes from England. The Anglo-Saxons, the Scandinavian countries, people, they went to England, and that is how the English language, was introduced first in the 16th century. That is 1500 somewhere, and they went to America in the 16th century, okay? And that is how they colonized the American continent. Spanish, the Portuguese went to American states. Before that, they were only Red Indians. Okay? They went there, they put in the people from the England native countries. That is how the English language started from America. And there was no connection in between motherland and the American continent, and that is how there was totally different language built up from those two continents. Okay? That is why we have to deal with two kinds of accents nowadays. Okay? So, what I want to tell you is, when it comes to certain words, in America and England, we use two types of way to get around stuff. Okay? So, for example, I'll ask you, in England, we call an apartment, an apartment, we call that as a flat. We tell people, our flat is for rent, is up for rent. But in America, we use apartment. In England, we call it a flat, but in America, we call it apartment. Okay? So, for example, we have several kind of words. I note it down here. Yeah. If we take people are dancing, but for example, I'm giving you stories because you can keep in mind, example stories. People are dancing on the dancing floor. So in England, how we pronounce it is dance. People are dancing. Okay? Have you been taught about that? How to pronounce dance? Dance. Who calls it dance? The Americans or the British? Dance. The British. The British calls it dance. Dance. The Americans call it the dance. The Z comes there. They said the whole story around Izzet comes with the Americans. That is why there's a Izzet and S gap. The Americans, because of the Americans, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. But I'm not going to go deep into the American and the British way, but you have to keep in mind, whenever you use English, okay, just when you go home, like when you have time, just go through, when you watch films, there's a certain gap, there's some way to understand words, right? Just make a little bit of research into these subjects, how these people pronounce words, okay? Because we don't have much time, so I don't expect to dig deep into those subjects, okay? But my intention is something else. This book, we have this book now? Yes. So, I am aware of the fact that your sir has taught you on the first few topics how to build up a conversation. But I am telling you in the practical way. Okay? You can turn to the pages, the first couple of opening pages. Okay? It says here, I'm just reading through this, how to get over the fear of starting a conversation in English. Jagat, you told me your problem was starting a conversation and you were afraid of the fact that you had to talk to them in English, right? There was a certain gap. That is common with her as well. That is common with us as well. When we first started, that is common with everyone. You know why that fear is there? Because our mother tongue is something else. For them, for those who speak in English, it is like learning a totally different language. Okay? When they come to Sri Lanka, Sinhala is something different. They don't know shit about it. But for us, we use Sinhala English like this now. So you go into their minds. For it, you don't ever think. This is my only advice to you. Don't ever think if you are dealing with a foreigner, if you are dealing with Sudha guy, don't ever think that they will laugh at you. They will laugh when you make a mistake. Because for them, I'm telling you with experience, for them, we are like far greater. Like we know two languages. Like we know Sinhala, we know everything about Sinhala, and now we are learning English and we are talking to them in their language. But they only know what? They know English. And that is our advantage. We have to take that to the fullest. Because the confidence is the only key here, right? To cross that gap, to cross that bridge, to reach that person, confidence is the key. That is the only key. If you go to that foreigner, if they come to your place, they tell you, here, how are you? So and so, and after everything, we need a booking, we need a couple of rooms for 2 nights, and yes sir, you can have 2 rooms, this is our menu, this is our program, we have this and this. They'll be very impressed. You will be having business like this, okay? So that is the base to start your conversation with anyone. Okay? I'm not going to take much of your time, but the thing is I have to tell you, because whatever we do in English, it is to build up conversations. Wherever you go, what exam you sit, whomever you talk to, it all builds up on this conversation types, okay? Because you might talk to your friends in a 5 years time, you might have friends who speak in English, only in English. You might go to places, you might go to hotels, you might go to dances, balls, where you need English. You might go abroad. From the airport itself, you need English. But you will have proper confidence to carry on your conversations. Right? So, the only advice with that, confidence is my only advice. Other things are like guidelines. You know what is a guideline? Guideline is something, you have 10 topics, you have to follow these instructions. Guideline is a pattern of instructions that you follow without any doubt. You have to follow this. Number 1, you have to do this. You have to follow this. Number 2, you have to do this. That is a guideline. So when it comes to a conversation, that is the only message I want you to carry. Like you have been here 5 days, you know your subject matter, you have studied, you know your tenses, you know your verbs, auxiliaries, everything. But what you have to carry out throughout your career, throughout your life, this is guideline. Just keep your mind around the conversation. Because with conversation, you can achieve anything. That is how we are doing this, okay? For example, that Dr. Chamit and me, myself, we practice at the hospital. We practice at Colibol Hospital. Okay, so whenever we are dealing with our consultants, professors, and everyone, okay, it is only the type of conversation that we carry throughout. Like we only have confidence. We only know how to build up and carry on the conversation. And the flow comes. We don't have to try for anything else. The flow comes. Okay. So when you open the conversation, I know your sir has told you, but I'm focusing on this because this is the message we want to give you when you leave here. Okay. Always, you have been advised to be honest when you carry out a conversation. Always be open. You know, for example, I come here. I did your interview. I did your Vivas. So I'm asking you, like when you first come, when you greet and after everything. So, Noni, tell me about yourself. Introduce me. Introduce yourself to me. Right? That is a way of starting conversation, but that is for an exam purpose. But when you meet someone, okay, let's say you meet someone totally strange to you, total stranger. You don't go and approach them and how are you doing and everything. You can't do that, no. It's a way of talking to people, right? The way is like you greet them, you introduce yourself. That is the first thing you do. Okay? Whenever, like, don't think it will be awkward. Don't think you will be hitting a hard ball. Don't think you will stop. Because the first thing you have to stop is think about the future. You can't do that. You have to live in the present. Continue what you are doing. Don't think I'll face some hardships. I won't be able to do this. That is what you can't do. Okay? Introduce yourself, greet them. Always make sure that you greet someone. Okay? But it doesn't matter whether that is your friend, whether that is your senior, whether that is your customer. No matter whoever it is, you always greet them. Good morning sir, good morning Masha. How are you? That is how you talk to them. Okay? Those things are musts in English conversations. It doesn't matter whether it is English or Sinhala. Those are must in conversation guidelines. You greet them, you talk to them. If you don't know them, you introduce yourself. And there are some secret. I'll tell you that there are some 3 or 4 secrets to complete a conversation. That is all I'm going to tell you. Because one is, I know you know that, open questions, no closed-end questions. What is a closed-end question? Like, what is a yes no question? Exactly. When you talk to someone, if you give them the option, you have to keep in mind that always when you carry out a conversation, you give them options. Like here, I have someone here. Okay, I just got to know that person. So think I'm in let's say I'm in the bus stop. I just met that person. Hello, Mashan, I'm getting late. I was wondering where the bus is. Like I'm going this way. Does it come very often? Is there a specific time for it to come? Will it be here in 5 minutes? I'm asking that person. Okay, will it be here in 5 minutes? So he said yes or no. Right? That is the only option, right? I give him. Will it be here in 5 minutes? Will the bus be here in 5 minutes? The only thing he has to say is yes, no, something like that. So if I ask him, when do you think the bus will come? Something like that. When do you think the bus will come here? Oh, he won't say yes, no. He can't say yes, no. So he'll say, oh, I think it will take about 10 to 15 minutes the bus to come here. So that is how you use. I don't want you to make huge big sentences. Just trying to make when will the bus come here? Like something like that. Simple tenses, right? Simple words. No big stuff. Nothing. You don't try big stuff at first. You go with the simple stuff step by step. That is why I told you in the Bible. I got to know you all in the last week. Okay, I got an understanding of you. Now I expect you to step up. Take a step up every day, every week. Try to take a step up from the level you are. Okay, I'm just giving you general advice because this is how we manage English. Okay, so always never use closed-end questions. Always when you make a conversation, okay, and just try to be friendly and honest. Don't be that person who tells you that when you are talking to someone and that person tells you that it is in the book, I saw that person tells you, Mashan, I can't go for dinner, I'm a vegetarian. So be friendly with that person. What we do is we say, oh yes, of course, I'm a vegetarian too. I'm not a vegetarian, but I tell him I'm a vegetarian to get closer with him. To make that artificial bond with him. Do we need to do that? No, we don't need to do that. To be honesty is the main objective in building a conversation. Okay, so is that so? Well, I'm not a vegetarian, so yeah, I understand. We won't be able to make it to that dinner, right? So that is how you make sure that the conversation is carried out throughout your what you have to do that. Right? So those are some of the things in the book. See, it says avoid closed loop questions. Yes, no questions, right? To be honest, take the pressure off. What do you mean by taking the pressure off? Taking the pressure off. What do you mean by that?
When we talk with someone,
Yes,
get off the pressure, we get off the tension.
I think I told you, like, Rooney, what do you think? What is meant by taking the pressure off?
Someone will somewhere or someplace we can
For example?
we have pleasure to talk with another one and we won't get off this pressure.
Because that other person is not the only one person, and the world are not looking at us. Just talk.
Yes. You are someone there. You are correct, someone there, and you are on the path. Anyway, the exact meaning, I don't need the exact meaning. An explanation to that, take the pressure off is, like, it says that the world doesn't revolve around you. That means that the world doesn't go around you. Everyone is not focusing on you, just like you told me. Everyone is not focusing on you. You don't have specific targets when you go and talk to someone. You don't achieve something, right? You just go and talk to someone. There is no list that saying you need to achieve this, you need to tip this, you need to get this right. There's nothing like that. You just talk to someone, conversation happens, you get some information, you tell them some information. That is the only thing. It is just a dialogue. Okay, it is just a dialogue. Dialogue is a conversation happening between two people. Okay, that is the meaning of a dialogue. So that is only that. You just tell them something, you get something from them. You don't need to achieve anything. You don't need them to like you. Okay, you don't need to win them over. There's nothing like that. Either you have a crush on that person, or you are trying for a girlfriend boyfriend experience. That is something else. I'm just telling you a random conversation. Okay, taking the pressure off is you stop thinking about everything else. You stop thinking about targets to achieve. You just talk to them. Okay, that is what we have to keep in mind. You don't have any targets, and the world doesn't revolve around you. That means the world doesn't go around you, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, yeah, stuff like that. Okay, I'll have a conversation with you. Okay, then now I'm going to call you from the phone. Okay, this is how I test you after the 5 sessions. I'm here to test you how you respond to me. Okay, so now you're going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call you. I'm going to ask you certain things. Okay? Think of me as your friend. Think of me as your friend who has been, let's say we have a background. Let's say I'm your friend from school. We were classmates, A-level classes. So I'm going to call you. Hello. You say hello, right? Hello. Hello, Nuani, is this you?
Yes, I am knowing.
Yeah, you don't say that. I'm your friend. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, so can you recognize me? Like, I'm asking, can you recognize me, Nuani? Do you know me? Like,
Yes.
I can,
Yes, of course.
Yes, you say my name. Yes, I believe, yes. Okay, that is how you do. Like, if I'm calling you after a long time, I'm going to ask you, can you recognize my voice? Something like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, so can you recognize my voice? Yes, I know, you are doing. After now, the conversation happens. If you talk to me in Sinhala, this will be totally different. I will go something like that. Right? Something like that. It will be right? Something like that, And now we are stuck. Why? Because you are trying to think in Sinhala and convert it into English. That's stuck. That is the problem. So that happens. That happens, and it will not stop until we die. Because our language is something else. But try to think in English. That is what we have to improve. try to think in English. With time it will happen. Don't worry. Not now, not tomorrow, not next week. With time, you won't even know whether it is happening or not. But now I'm doing this. I'm thinking and delivering in English. I'm not using English at all. I'm thinking. That is how we are here. I'm thinking in English and telling you. Okay? That will happen to you all with time. Because you started just now. You have so much way ahead of you and so much time to do this. Okay? So don't worry about that. So hello Nuri, මම මේ කතා කරේ මොකක් ගැන විස්තරයක් අහන්න. So I'll be telling you that in Sinhala. දරුවා අනිත් පැත්තට කියනවා. අහන්න මොකද විස්තර කොහොමද? අහන්න. දැන් ඕකනේ අපේ conversation එක කියන්නේ සිංහල පාත් එක. So convert it in English. Nuri here, are you busy now?
No, tell me about it.
Huh?
Tell me, yeah.
Tell me.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell me. What you tell me, like, no, I'm not busy. Yeah, talk to me. Tell me, I'm not busy. Something like that. You be in a positive mindset. When you converse with someone, even if you don't like that person, if you don't want to talk, that is something else. Right? You can leave them. Right? But the problem is, when you want to make a conversation, you be in a positive mind. Yes, tell me, what is it? What is it? Okay? You ask the question, what is it? Are you available next week, let's say Friday night? I want to meet you and talk to you about something. I'm starting this new business. I remember you, I can remember that you are interested in doing business in the garment sector, right? That is why I want to talk to you about that. Are you available Friday? Next Friday, are you available?
Yes, of course.
Shall we go out for dinner then?
Yes, we can go to the dinner.
Yes. I talked to you about that, no? Which is in the book, no? You know how to carry out a conversation when I invite you for dinner. What do you say? Yes, I think I'm available Friday night. We can go for dinner out. Yes. So in that aspect, always make sure that if I'm just telling you what people do in general terms. If I am inviting someone else for something, I am the one who plans it, right? I am the one who plans it, the event. Or else if it is just a plain dinner, I plan. I tell you, can you come to this place at this time? We will meet and talk, right? So always remember that is how we do things. So I'm inviting you. So Nuri, let's say Friday night, this place at this time you can come, no, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That is why I want you to talk to your people in English at home. You have sisters and brothers, right? Make sure you talk to them in English. Okay. Every little detail, it is valuable. You go home and you talk to them. Like even when they are back home after working, even if they are on the phone, even if they are on the bed, you talk to them. Go and come and have dinner. Stop talking to people on the phone. Come and talk with your mother and father. Something at least call them. That is call them. Jagat, do you have people talk to you in English at home?